Speaking of which, let them in so you can hear their voices. We're waiting on one person still, so as soon as they come in, I will introduce them. Go ahead, folks. You can introduce yourselves now. Oh boy, that's an interesting sound in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sending a message to get them to be quiet.
uh, rar indeed. Rar.
Rawr.
Rar. Go ahead, Yardy. Go ahead and
Hi,
introduce
I'm
yourself.
Yarny. I'm playing Agnia, or Nia, the pyromaniac. Yeah, with lots of fire. Y- yeah, lots of chaos. Accidentally setting everything else on fire. Stuff like that. Hi.
Eldritch fire at that, not just regular fire anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's that one too. All types of fire.
Oh yes, a very Yarny character. Everything is solved by fire. Okay, go ahead, Dill.
Hi, I'm Dell. Yeehaw. Um, I'm gonna be playing Cass. Yeehaw and gun.
And we might be joined by Artless Aesthetic a little bit later, who plays Merrick, the rogue. Artless has been away from stream for the last session, which was split over 2 weeks. So we may not see him today. But if he does show up, he'll be the bottom left, the first of the images. To fill everyone into where we are in the story and blast my eyes. Of course, they choose now to start yelling at me. Sorry, give me a second, folks. My eyes do this to me. They start yelling and then they get irritated. And when they get irritated, get even more yelly. And I'm like, Kerr, why do you do this to me? I'm not that old for a dragon. You should not be doing this to me yet, friends. I'm only like 1,000 years old. What is this? I didn't think this stuff was supposed to happen until at least 2,000. But anyway, where the story currently is at. The party, Nia, Cass, Merrick, and two others who are not here at the moment, Callista and Urvu, have been tasked with eliminating cultists throughout the kingdom. Each county seems to have its own cult group and its own cult leader to deal with. And each cult group is worshiping a very specific eldritch entity. They are currently in the county of the cult for the entity called by humans Order, where Lust's cult groups, the what remains of them, ran off to hide when they attempted to go take care of Lust's head cultist. As of the last session, the party at that point in time broke into the nearby city to help free it for the rebel leader, creating some chaos, of course, in their wake, making trouble between the two cultist groups since tensions are a little high between chaos and lust, considering. Order and lust, considering lust's proclivity to making everybody want, like, push hard for their greatest desire. Or at least that's the human interpretation of it. And it all ended off with Cass and Callista looking away, looking at two carts going off in the distance. One carrying their friend Urvu, who had been captured earlier. One carrying their friend Merrick, who had been missing for a while. They figured probably he got in trouble somewhere, stealing a thing he should not have stolen. Because that's what Merrick does. Joining them at this site, running up just as Callista goes running after one of the carts. The one I'll let Dragons will figure out which one that is later. Is Nia. And that is where the story will start. If anyone in chat has any questions about any of the mechanics or anything as we go on, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. By the way.
Your recap reminded me that that one cult leader, he was really rude and he didn't let me shoot him.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Like, come on. It's just like a little.
It's just a little bullet.
Yeah. Like, I was just gonna shoot him in the head. Nothing big.
Oh,
How is Yarn
understandable.
with Cass at this point, since I missed last session?
Enjoy your rest, Erdhart. Nia did not join the party for the trip in. Wouldn't he have been present for that one? Was that Lust's head cult? No, Lust's head cultist ran before you ever had a chance to get near them. It was one of the lieutenants, I think. If you're talking about the specific instance, I think you are.
Oh,
Right,
no,
though?
like, am I with Cass now?
Yeah. You can be with Cass now.
Okay.
And so you see very clearly Merrick in one of the prison carriages and Urvu in the other. And a city behind you, which is starting to erupt into the sounds of chaotic battle as the two cult groups are starting to go at each other's throats.
Yarny, in your absence, Callista caused chaos.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Oh, indeed.
So the carts, are they being pulled by people or like horses?
Horses, and they're going very, very fast.
Drat. Okay. Okay.
Are they going different directions?
They are going different directions, yes.
Okay.
So you effectively have three choices. Go after the cart with Urvu. Go after the cart with Merrick. Or stay back and help finish taking the city.
I think the city can handle itself. I have a feeling the cultists will not stop to try and talk things out to realize that it's neither of their fault.
That's true.
Just a hunch. Now I'm not really allowed to make a plan here, character-wise. So,
that is true.
are the carts outside of gunshot range?
Very.
Dang it.
You might be able to hit one of them with your rifle if you act fast. But pistols, no.
So roughly how far would you say these carriages are?
They're bordering on 300 feet away by now, getting further away very quickly. So we're talking 3 or 4 zones by game measurements.
So
I'm gonna shoot the driver, or well, the rider, who I assume there's somebody on the horse or somebody, whatever they're called when they're piloting the carriage. Yeah, them.
I know
that
what you
person.
mean. Yeah. Which
Carriage driver or
which
whatever.
carriage?
Um,
Urvu's carriage, the carriage Urvu is in, or the carriage Merrick is in?
Are they both the exact same distance away?
Yep.
Damn it. The
Who do you
one
think
on
needs
the
to help
left.
more? The one on the left?
The one on the left.
The one on the left. Okay, chat, call odd or even. Let's make odd number 1, even number 2. Okay. You shoot after the one that has Merrick in it.
Okay.
Go ahead, make the shot.
Simultaneously,
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Yarny is going to pull out one of those heavy ball bearings that she just bought.
Oh, uh-oh. Mm-hmm.
And she's going to use that as a projectile.
A flame-powered project. Yeah, no, that would work. That would work. Okay, so your rolls
She's
are...
gonna throw that up in the air, and then as it's coming down, she's gonna like hit it with the palm of her hand and cause an explosion to blast it at the wheel of the one of the carriages with Arvu.
Okay, the carriage with Arvu. Okay, so your roll then, Yarny, is a wits... it's actually a multiple roll. No, the toss-up is... Yeah, because you got to make sure you get the toss right for the hit. So the
Toss is
first...
just kind of flare, I guess you could say.
Toss is flare? Okay, if the toss is just flare... in that case... No, it would be multiple roll, but it would also count as a stunt of sorts, so you'd be getting some bonus dice in here. So
Okay.
your toss is at -1, and that roll is finesse athletics. Self would apply here. The second roll is at minus... No, sorry, the first roll is at 0. The second roll is at -1 because of the bonus. And that is wits plus craft magic.
What did you say the first roll was?
Finesse athletics self.
Also, I'm gonna use the harmonic resonator for this because I remembered that I have depth perception issues. So
Yeah, it's a good thing you're using the harmonic resonator because not only do you have depth perception issues, but you're well outside the range of like normal shots for the rifle.
yeah.
So you're at a significant penalty there alone.
And I don't think I can weasel a trick shot out of this. So because it's just pure range, no fancy shit.
Oh, you can try a trick shot, but it's going to be an even deeper penalty. I don't think you want
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think I'll just take the regular shot.
Okay, so roll the accuracy at... Let me think real quick.
Oh, okay, right.
-2 dice on top of any other existing penalties.
Okay. So
Yeah, so if you had stacked trick shot on there, that would have been like -4. Possibly more. Total. That's a lot of dice to lose. Okay.
yeah, and trick shot would only give me 3.
Yeah. And as you
Not
can see
worth
there,
it.
folks, you can actually see what they're rolling, so you can, at least to some degree. That's why the Discord is up there. Okay,
And I'm
so
going
we
to
have...
buy 2 hits with focus points for
Two autos?
the toss up.
2 auto successes for the toss-up? Sure.
Glad I did.
Oh gosh, real good thing you did. Okay, let's resolve all this then. So, the rifle shot goes off. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's the correct one. Hitting the driver of that carriage right in the shoulder. throwing off their control and sending the carriage careening off to the side of the road, right into a tree. Driver is unconscious
Awesome.
for sure.
I hope Merrick's okay.
Indeed. Urbu's carriage, that's the first roll then, Yarny. So, the toss is okay. Roll your spell.
Look at this other one.
And you're going to get 1 FP back, by the way. Because you had a 1 die bonus from trying to do something fancy.
Wait, bonus? Which one's getting the bonus?
The bonus was already taken into account when I told you how many dice to roll. The final positive or negative number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you get a focus point back. Because you've done something fancy. Okay. That ball bearing, it starts off slow for just a second or two. And then, oh boy, off it goes. It not only... What did you say you were aiming for on that one again?
One of the wheels to kind of make it impossible to pull.
Oh, that's more than just impossible to pull it. It shears through one wheel, basically exploding into a bunch of tiny pieces, lots of shrapnel. Through the second, bounces off a nearby tree, and also manages to go through the driver and some of the canopy of the carriage itself. So both of the carriages are effectively stopped.
Yarny looks over at Cass. Good work.
Thanks.
Okay. What do you do next?
So just to confirm, both carriage drivers are down for the count.
One has a massive hole in their skull. The other is definitely unconscious, at the very least. Maybe a concussion? You're not sure from that hit, but it can have been good.
Okay. I guess I'll just casually walk up to the carriages then. And make sure our friends are okay.
Okay. Do you have any medicine skill?
I do.
Okay, make a wits medicine. What would be the best? Call it emergency. Roll.
I don't have emergency.
Okay, so just wits medicine then. To help chat to give chat an idea of kind of what I'm asking them to do. Almost all dice rolls are a combination of an attribute and an ability, and the abilities are split into 2 kind of specialized paths. Once you've put a few points into the base ability. So that's what I'm calling out for them, based on their sheets. And they're rolling a number of dice equal to the total number there, plus any bonuses, minus any penalties, that sort of thing. Okay. With a quick glance over both of them, Urvu is deeply unconscious at this point, but doesn't seem to be hurt. That said, you have no clue when they're waking up.
Yeah, even if Irvu was hurt, I don't think there's anything that Cass would know about how to help with their biology or anything.
Yeah, Merrick is bleeding a little bit from the on his head. Clearly, that hit did actually jar him more than you had intended. Also, thank you for the follows, everyone. We respect the sanctity of the lurk here, so I will not call out names. But enjoy your your books in Dragon Tongue, of course, including 42 Ways to Roast a Knight. One of the best cookbooks ever written.
Oh boy, I can't wait for Merrick to come back and be like, "Did you give me brain damage?" Maybe.
Hello. Let me see if I
It's
can get your
fine,
names
just a
right.
little brain damage.
Bayray Games. Did I get that correct? Also, anyone new in chat, if you have if pronouns matter to you, please let me know your correct ones if you're not already using the Alejo extension. If you are using the Alejo extension, I will see them and I will know what they are. But yes, I want to make sure I get your pronouns correctly. This is a safe space for everyone, after all. Yeah, I'm hoping we see Artless some point soon. I'm getting a little nervous here.
Hey Yarny, do you have any medical skills?
No.
Okay, cool. Right, of course, it's not related to fire.
Also, reminder to both of you, it is Nia, not Yarny, when you're talking to the character.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I figured that was directed at me rather than the character.
Zona, this is a tabletop RPG system of my own making, and we are in the midst of session number 9, with all of the usual chaos that follows with this particular party.
Low zone.
Especially since we have a Yarny, you know there's going to be chaos. So yes, you have a pair of unconscious friends, one of whom has a minor wound. Thankfully, it looks fairly shallow to Cass, so you might be able to do something about it. Maybe.
Hmm.
What kind of
Well,
wound is it?
It's a cut on the head, but it's a fairly shallow-looking cut. At least to Cass, it looks shallow. To Nia, who has no freaking clue, it's bleeding. All you know is that's not good.
I'm gonna try and just take my little bandana and just sort of like tie it over the wound, see if that helps.
I mean, it'll absorb. Just tie it over?
I, um, yeah, like a bandage.
Okay. You tie it over.
Cool.
The bandana very quickly gets soaked with blood. It doesn't look to be
I
slowing
mean,
down.
it's already red, so whatever.
That's true. That's true. It is already red.
Um, I think I've done enough. I think that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Put a hat on it and it'll be fine. I mean, I could try to fix the wound with a bullet, but that's not an option here.
Sorry, what?
I mean,
Oh boy.
my
I mean,
my,
that's
my,
one way to stop bleeding.
my current tools available are hat, bandana, gun, and knife.
If the bandana doesn't work, I can always cauterize the wound, but gonna be some hair loss.
Well, about that, About a few minutes later, the bandana is so thoroughly soaked and the wound is showing no sign of stopping.
I thought this was a minor wound.
Minor, yes, but
As you said, this was minor. You said it was shallow.
okay. Bandana without pressure doesn't actually help much.
Okay. Um.
If Cass doesn't do anything, Yarny's definitely gonna do
Cass is
some
gonna remove the
conversation.
bandana, turn to Nia, and go, "Okay, your turn."
Okay.
Oh, bravo, bravo.
All right. Well, what do you want me to roll for this? Just craft magic.
Uh, your typical. You can roll one of your basic fire spells. How much are you trying to control this?
Pretty precisely.
Okay, so it is going to be wits, not intelligence, for the attribute then.
Okay.
Didn't we do this before?
Oh, also, I forgot.
Yeah, I did it for.
I did not have that up here.
Callista?
Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah.
There we go. I was missing an important thing here. Apologies about that. Let me get that back in place. Okay. Merrick's hair is slightly singed, but nothing burnt, and yeah, you're able to do your job and
Whew.
save your friend, who will recover in time from anything else. Also,
Alright,
Cass
Cass, we
now
need to
has a
take
very
these two
bloody
somewhere.
bandana, so I don't know
It'll
how much
wash
you want to be
out.
holding. That's watch out. Sorry, go ahead, Yarny.
Cass, we need to take these two somewhere. Do we still have that hotel room?
Um.
Oh, you're far away from any good hotel room. You might be
I-
able to take them back to the rebel camp.
Yeah, we could always we could take them back to the rebel camp. I think the hotels are on the other side of town.
And there's an awful lot of fire and smoke.
The good kind of fire, or
What do you mean by the good kind of fire?
I don't know. I'm just obligated to say that because Nia's here.
I
Is it
mean,
Nia's fire or
it's not Nia's fire now. It's normal fire. Uh, However, generally speaking, cities don't like being. When you're trying to save a city, you don't want it to be on fire too much. A little bit
Do you think
happens.
the rebels would be happy with us if we let the city burn? Cause like,
probably not? They probably have homes here.
yeah.
You know, the rebel leader at least has a home here.
Hmm. Hey Nia, do you think you can um put out the fire?
I can certainly try. I can fly up and assess the extent of the fires that are going on.
Cool.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be pretty much useless in that. Unless you want to get me a bucket.
That won't be necessary. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
take care of this.
Okay.
uh,
All right, Nia's gonna rocket into the sky to kind of get a look over the city, see what's kind of the extent of these fires.
Okay. I believe the rocket ability is one of your standard spells, if memory serves.
No, it would be an improvised, I guess.
So wits craft magic for that one.
Will we ever get additional spell slots?
You have as many spell slots as you want. um
Oh, I can prepare more than 3?
yeah, you just
Oh, okay.
yeah. You just need, if you're using the new character sheet that Buttons made, you just need to insert a new row.
Yeah, I haven't fully transferred over to that. But this was definitely one that I would have prepared.
Okay, so if that's when you're going to prepare, then it's intelligence, not wits.
Same stat. They're both the same.
And
Okay,
give me a
that's a pretty good
sec.
roll.
I also want to just make a change here. Let's see that number. Yeah, you've got extremely solid and smooth control over your flight. Make a wits awareness. Physical roll to see what you can take in of the surroundings.
I'm assuming thermographic vision will come into play here, since it's fire I'm looking at.
Yes, it will.
God, I forgot you have predator vision.
And I can see through smoke, so that's perfect.
Yeah, that's true. You can do that.
What did you say to roll?
Wits awareness, physical. Yeah. Sorry about that. I just wanted to update a thing real fast. So. Okay. There are lots of fires. There are lots of smoke. There is clearly a pretty hectic battle going on down below. You can see that through the smoke itself. And you can try to suppress the fires, but more are going to be set because you've got. It's mostly Lust's cultists kind of going a little bit crazy down there, and Order's cultists trying to stop them as far as the fire setting is concerned. But yes, that is the brief of it.
I can try to suppress as many as I can, and then we can deal with the fire sitters later.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, Witscraft magic. Actually, Witscraft magic for the suppression of the fires. Since this is the sort of thing you can't ever really prepare for, there's too many variables.
Mm-hmm. So, one of my aspects, if you remember, is the burnout.
Remind me what it
Can
does?
triple the effectiveness of one fire-based action. Would that be applicable here?
Uh, yeah, actually, since you're using fire to choke out fire. Sort of. Yeah, since you're attempting to control the fire. Yeah, that's applicable here. Triple. Damn.
I
Right,
would
and
like to
that's only
point out,
usable a certain number of times per day, right?
It's 3 times per story. What
Per
qualifies as
session,
a
yeah.
story? Is that per session? Okay.
Yeah. Story is
Jeez,
session.
I need to be using this more often.
Um, while Nia's doing all that, Cass is just sort of like eyeing some fire with her hand on her gun, like thinking through, can I do this? Will I be able to put out the fire with bullet? No. But maybe.
Cass can
Cass
try.
and Nia are like perfectly in tune. Nia's like, I gotta solve everything with fire, and Cass is like, I gotta solve everything with bullet.
Yeah.
And I can buy up to 3 successes.
You can buy up to 3 auto successes. Yep,
Okay,
that is correct.
I'm gonna spend those.
Blame one of the early play testers for why there's a limit on that.
That seems entirely reasonable.
Because when you have one character who is exceptionally good at doing a thing, get beaten by another one who has no skill, no talent in it whatsoever, simply because they poured like 10 or 12 points into auto successes, I was like, that's a little much. Also, dice are not your friend tonight. On that one. Not on that one.
On flying up here.
That's fair, yeah. True, you are doing multiple things at once, so that makes sense for why things are a little bit distracted. You lower the heat on a couple of these fires. Manage to put 1 or 2 very minor ones out. But the city is still largely on fire, unfortunately.
I know my burnout.
Is that the normal roll for the burnout? Taking the burnout bonus into account?
How do you want to do the triple effectiveness?
Triple effectiveness would probably be roll that many more dice. Like 3 times the dice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's re-roll that. That's not right.
So 30, 60, 10?
30, 60, 10, correct.
Jeez.
It's not as ridiculous as you might think. In another D10 system I play, I regularly roll like 20-something dice. Like 24 dice for damage. Or for accuracy, because martial arts are my thing. That's more like it. That's more like it. Okay. Every single fire in the city is instantly put out. And you even manage to find a way to make the houses fire resistant to being set on fire going forward for the remainder of the scene.
Nice job, Nia.
Nia is visibly exhausted after that one.
I thought you were gonna say conflicted.
No.
19 successes. Damn. I like those numbers.
22 because I bought 3.
Oh, right, and the auto successes. Wow. 22 auto successes. That's insane. I love it. You hear confused shouts as the fires die down, incidentally, as the Order cultists and their guards are kind of looking around. The Lust cultists are looking very perplexed, and then they all look up at you, and you're not quite sure what they're shouting because you can't quite understand it. But you have arrows flying at you.
From both sides?
From the Lust cultists, primarily.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, lots of arrows.
All right then. Is it like one big group or just spread
It's
out throughout the city?
it's spread out a little bit. Yeah. So, what's your DV?
Um, 12?
You see the arrows coming clearly from like a mile away, as the saying goes, and expertly just dance in the sky on your flames, going nope, 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 not again, not nope, think again, nope, 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 and nope. Cass sees this, by the way. It's a very pretty dance that's going on up there.
Fancy footwork.
Very fancy footwork.
Uh, Cass is just gonna sort of like cup her hands around her mouth and just sort of yell up, "Hey, we should probably leave now."
Are there any particularly large groups of them? Just like get
Yes,
one
actually.
nice group.
Yes, actually. There is
Okay.
in the
Okay.
towns in the city square. There's even a beautiful fountain there that clearly was once filled with water. It apparently hasn't had any water in it for at least a year.
Out of curiosity, the horses that were pulling the carriage, are they okay?
Hmm, let's see. Yes, they managed to free them. They're attempting to free themselves from their reins so that they can get the fuck out of there. They're
I was just
spooked.
thinking because I don't think, I don't know how well we'd be able to carry these two.
Well, you're gonna have to try to control those horses real fast if you want to keep them because they're close to getting away from the carriage.
Um, yeah, would, can I harmonic resonator them?
Yes, because
Okay,
you can
like a
attempt to
physical
control
sphere.
them through I'm gonna call it rapport. Actually, either rapport or presence,
Okay.
depending on if you're using verbal or nonverbal stuff.
I will use present for that.
Okay, so presence
I have
control animal.
no animal control
I
yet.
didn't think you did.
Uh,
So seeing the large group, Nia, very insulted by all the arrows being shot at her, is gonna grab a handful of those ball bearings, about 12 or so, and shotgun blast those into the group.
Okay, yeah. So just roll the spell itself. Shotgun blast is gonna be effectively AOE, so it's gonna be a wits roll, witscraft magic roll. Also, let's see something.
All right. 5 successes.
What's your MDV, by the way?
Mine is 8.
Okay, you feel it at just the last moment, and you're able to stop it. But that eldritch fire is trying to come out as you're casting this particular spell.
Oh. Curious. Very curious.
Okay, and is the sound that Cass hears. Is that's the role to control them? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
she's
that's
attempting
fine.
to calm down the horses and just barely manages to succeed calming down the horses before. What the heck was that? That sounded like a massive shotgun. And you know what bullet sounds tend to do to horses. Normal bullet sounds.
No.
So you can imagine how spooked they are now with that kind of a sound going off anywhere nearby. But when the dust settles
Yeah,
from
probably a bullet, like a shotgun blast wrapped up to 11.
I'd call it 12 or 13, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
When the dust settles, there's not a living cultist or guard in that entire square. And one or two of the damp buildings even got nicked because, shotgun spread. But thankfully, damage to buildings is minimal. And you have a couple of angry looking rebels looking up at you. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy your books in the dragon language. You will learn that eventually. Having now becoming an honorary member of the tribe, including 42 ways to roast a night. And if you would like your name to be given to be said, since we honor the sanctity of Lurk here, let me know, okay? Troon sent you here? Welcome, welcome. Let's see, Sindragosa 92. I think if I'm reading it all correctly. So yeah, Nia has some angry-looking rebels, some surprised-looking rebels, and one with a very familiar glint in her eyes. A kindred spirit of sorts, clearly.
Oh no. There's two of them.
Well, Nia, looking very satisfied, is going to fly back down to Cass.
Howdy.
Well,
Two
the fires have been put out. I must say that was some of my best work.
You hear a few more shouts and screams from the city as some cultists, mixed group of them, actually start running out of the gate nearest to you all, being chased by rebels and promptly put down in a matter of about 30 seconds or so.
Well, I think our job here is done. I think.
The Thank you, Sindragosa. Yeah, I'm very proud of this overlay. I made this one myself, so because I needed something very specific for these RPG sessions. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that.
Are are the horses?
They're about as
I know
calm
I
as
succeeded at first, but
they're about as calm as you can expect from shotgun blast ramped up to 13. All this other noise. Somebody's flying down with fire near them.
okay, okay.
All of those various things. They look like they're ready to bolt at any moment, but they're staying because you're there.
Cool. Good. Cass, horse whisperer.
The
Okay.
Cass horse whisperer.
Hey Nia, do you think we should get our friends somewhere so they can like get checked out and stuff, or are we just gonna like leave them by the side of this road here?
Oh yeah, you're talking about the stream avatars. You have one too. You can change the color of your Kirby, and I think if you hang out for a little bit, you'll be able to buy hats and other accessories to kind of deck your Kirby out however you like. Plus, there's a whole bunch of things you can actually do with them. For example, they can dance. I can give some stars to all of you. So, okay. How does Nia respond to that?
Sorry, I had a phone call. What just happened?
Oh, I was just, Kat was just asking if we should like bring our friends, put them on the carriage and just bring them somewhere to get looked at and somewhere to rest, or should we just sort of leave them here on the side of the road?
Well, we should at least take them somewhere where they'll be safe.
Cool. That was a hypothetical question, of course.
Of course, of course.
Naturally.
It would never be a serious question. No.
With the state the city's in, I don't think anywhere in the city is going to be entirely safe. We could take it to the rebel camp.
Okay. By the way, what was that noise back there? I didn't think you had any guns.
Just taking care of some pesky insects. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. If you had a gun, you'd tell me though, right? Like you'd let me use it, right?
Oh, of course. If I had one, I
Okay.
would let you use it.
Okay. I just making sure. Anyways, I got the horses to not um run after all that noise and fire. And,
If you go to the About section of the channel, Syndragosa, you'll see the little box for stream avatars down there. That's where you can change your color and whatnot.
But yeah, the horses, they're calm. We can use them to pull the carriage.
Perfect. Let's load them in.
Okay.
There's only one carriage that you can use, to be perfectly fair.
Yeah, because the other one got like
I
way
destroyed the other one.
Yeah.
The other one's a little worse for wear. Just a little bit.
Put both horses onto the same carriage. Is that a thing, or?
Yeah. Each. There's you can hook up multiple horses to one carriage.
Awesome. Car acquired.
Car acquired. Congratulations, the party now has a carriage. Zavatra, the
getaway
rebel
vehicle.
a getaway vehicle. Yep. The rebel camp is very quiet. There's only a handful of folks left behind, mostly medics. Specifically, as and a couple of like guard types to be there to protect them. They see your carriage pull up. They're like, "What?" And then when they see the people on the back, Urvu, who being unconscious has reverted to her there. I think it's there.
Yeah,
Their natural form.
I think. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Buttons set up Urvu as a they them.
It's not set up on the player card, but yeah, that's what I remember from the previous sessions.
Yeah.
Howdy. Crazy stuff going on in the city, huh? Laughs nervously.
Do you have injured?
One injured and one question mark.
They should be mostly the one should be stable now, but would you be able to watch over them?
We have spare beds at the moment. It's been largely quiet, except for that a massive explosion sound earlier. Looks nervously between the two of you.
That wasn't me. Wasn't me. Listen, I've been trying to find dynamite, but it wasn't me.
Nia just grins.
I see. I see. Okay. Yes. Bring them over here. We have some beds. Let me take a look at your human friend there. Make sure he doesn't have a concussion.
Hey, Nia, quick question. We shouldn't tell Irver that people saw them like this, right? They get like anxious about that stuff. So like we should probably not.
Actually, Dill, do you remember if Buttons had Irvu showed them their true form to everyone?
Yes. To the members of the party, yes.
To the members of the party, but not to the folks in the rebellion.
Correct. The rebels have no idea.
So the rebels see a stone, basically.
Yeah.
Wait, a stone? Wait, what?
Okay, basically, Irvu's people look like stones in their natural form.
Little Kirby-shaped stones.
Yeah, if they're
Kirby boulder,
little Kirby boulders, yeah, with the potential to hide like hands and feet, like tuck them under like a loaf cat would, so that all you see is a stone.
Nice.
So it's possible to, it's entirely possible to trip over Irvu's people and not realize you're dealing with sentient beings until you become Snack.
How heavy are we talking? Are we talking like actual stone weight or like?
No, not actual stone weight.
Okay.
So they look like stone, feel like stone. They're about half the weight of the size of stone you'd be dealing with, I'll say. At least Irvu is about half the weight. So liftable.
So it just looks like we have a rock on the back of this carriage?
Yeah, exactly. Good to hear that about that, Syndragosa. There's also on the same about section a list of, I might not be entirely up to date, but most of the commands are there. If you want to see it, look and see if there's a particular one that catches your eye that you can type in.
Cass is just gonna very carefully pick up the stone Urvu and just like you would hold a cat.
Buttons would appreciate that, I'm sure.
Yeah. And just sort of like, from now on, assume as we're in this camp, assume that she has them in her arms, like a sleeping cat.
Okay. That works.
I'm assuming
Merrick,
the medics here would know nothing about how to do surgery on a stone. So
assuming you could even gauge if there's something wrong with the stone.
Yeah.
Diagnosing is tough in the first place. So, it's like, yeah. Yeah. So, okay. That works. That works. Merrick is brought over. One of the other medics starts taking a look at him. Oh, good. Your friend will be okay. Maybe a minor concussion at most. We'll keep an eye on him. Make sure somebody's present in case for when he wakes up. Um, is the battle going well over there to take the city back?
Oh,
Ba.
cultists were dying real fast.
Interesting, Syndragosa.
I think Nia saw more of the battle than I did. There's not much you can do with gun, unfortunately, in some circumstances at least.
Not with walls as thick as those city walls are. Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah. Gun can only get you so far without applied explosives.
Yeah, you need pretty big gun in order to get through walls like that. That is true. That is very true.
I wonder if I could mount a cannon to the carriage.
Where are you gonna get a cannon?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's just a hypothetical. Definitely won't continue to think about it. Okay, so
Yeah.
they're Merrick is
Yes,
getting
no.
treatment. That's
Merrick
good.
is getting treatment, exactly.
Um,
A large number of the rest of the rebels, including Zavatra, actually come back a few hours later.
Howdy.
Were you the one who did the thing with those ball bearings in the town square?
Wasn't me. I only deal with guns.
That was me, taking care of some insects that were shooting at me.
Consider this, Syndragosa. Night tacos are best tacos. Some, that's the way you deal with intruders. You know, on your mound, you eat them. It's normal for dragons. I refuse to accept otherwise. Ah, I I applaud your restraint with regards to the nearby buildings.
I did my best. After putting out the fires in the city, I didn't want to cause any additional damage.
Oh, that was your work too.
Yes, of course.
I see. I see. We'll need probably a day or two to finish really claiming true control and strengthening up the defenses, but you're more than welcome to stay with us for a few days until you're ready to be back on your way. I mean, hey, everybody's got something they're really into, right? That makes perfect sense.
Y'all got food for horses?
Uh, there might be some in the city. There's probably some in the city. We don't have any here.
Okay. I'll have to go get some at some point. Horses need food. I think. Horses need food, right?
They're living creatures. Yes, generally living creatures need food.
Some more than
Sure.
others. Pats the little rock in my arms.
Surely the horses could graze around here.
That too. Yes, that is true. It's been a busy night. Let's all get some sleep, I think. wait for the first guard to be done and the second one to take over.
Hey, are the carriage seats like the seat in the carriage
Thank
that the
you.
carriage driver would sit on? Is that like padded or is it just solid wood?
It's solid wood. There is no consideration for comfort on these carriages.
Unfortunate. I will have to make some modifications someday then.
Yeah. Next day comes. Merrick is still asleep. Ervu is still asleep. You have no clue when either of them are going to wake up, unfortunately. Zavatra moves the camp to, over the next few hours, to the city itself. Now that they have an actual, like, fort of sorts that they can use. And calls you in to what was definitely clearly her home and is now the new base of operations. They're going to come back. And they're going to be looking for, especially, looks at Nia, especially you. You may want to be on your way. I don't know if you want to bring your friend with you. And I'm not sure where your other friends disappeared to. The other mage and the one with the abnormally big appetite. Hopefully they're okay.
Oh, don't
They
worry.
believe
The hungry
they
one's
appear to be
perfectly
stable.
fine.
That's good to hear. I'm glad that I'm glad they're okay. But before you go, feel free to speak to the quartermaster and see. By now, their his team should be done looking, inventorying everything to see what food and other supplies you can take with you at this point.
I see, I see. Cass is just going to say thank you for the assistance, even though we were the ones that assisted them. And turn and head towards the quartermaster.
They cleaned up, you know.
Yeah, the streets have been cleaned up a bit. There are no bodies there anymore. There's a pyre burning. Clearly, where all the bodies are.
I assume the pyre is where there once was a fountain.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
that fountain became a pit, a nice little crater, and there's a pyre burning in there.
It's a pile of rubble.
Yep, exactly. The quartermaster sees you approaching.
Howdy.
Welcome. So, no, you go ahead.
You have goods?
Yes, here, and presents a list to you. Food and supplies for your horses I can provide to you at no charge.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else will have to be at a heavily discounted rate, but still a little bit of a rate. Considering you let us take the city back with minimal injuries and loss of life.
We're more than glad to be of use.
Cass is going to keep quiet at this point because there wasn't much that she did to actually help against the cultists at this in that particular instance.
Enjoy your lurks, Sindragosa.
Um,
I mean, she was moral support. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
moral
yeah,
support.
yeah. Like when she was running from those cultists and got trapped in an alley and did that totally cool turnaround after everybody had already taken down the cultists.
Wait, what?
Ah, somebody found the Dark Souls. You are dead, redeem. See who did that? I
Let me
like that
see.
one.
I still have money
Thank you for
left
the
over
bits.
from gambling. I think. Yeah, yeah. I won all those guards' money back at that one place when I was trying to sneak in.
You can generally assume, unless times have been particularly rough, that you have enough funds to like get basic supplies.
Yeah. Um.
Also,
Is
I
there
see that
anything on the
redeem.
list that would like pop out to me?
Um, more bullets. Some that are designed. Apparently, there's ones that are claimed to be better at dealing with armor.
I'll take those. Ah,
Rar, rar,
you
rar,
little snake.
rar, rar. There you go, Yarny. Ah,
Ah.
indeed, all the rars.
I know you said
Yeah, the
there's
Souls games aren't
some
for
free food.
everyone. That's fair. You really do need to kind of have folks who can help you kind of learn the combat system or the patience to learn it. But once you do learn it, it's a whole lot of fun, if a bit frustrating at times. Elden Ring.
You said there's some free food for us, right? What do you have in the way of non-perishable goods?
Non-perishables, that's... And he points to a section on the document he gave you. That's those right there.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna need to get a few of those. Cass just like starts mumbling under her breath about how Irving's gonna be hungry when they wake up.
Hungry is an understatement, but yes, that is technically true.
Hey Nia, did you want anything from the quartermaster?
If he has any more ball bearings, I could restock those.
Fortunate enough, there are some more ball bearings, yes.
Cass is probably wondering why Neo wants ball bearings.
Oh, I love that usage
I'm
of
not here
them.
to judge your taste in food, okay? That's up to you.
Oh boy. Oops, sorry about that. I had to retrieve my water bottle, which fell.
Uh,
I'm not here to judge your taste in food. Mm.
They melt in your mouth.
Not in your
Maybe
hand.
yours.
Melt in your mouth, not in your hands. I think that was how the quote went. Vaguely. Old television commercials.
So just
Hmm.
I know this is probably not going to be information that came in at all later, but the carriage question about it.
Go ahead.
Um, I assume it's like one of those Skyrim type carriage cart things,
Covered carriage, but
where
yes.
a covered carriage. Okay, so like a pioneer wagon.
Yeah, like a pioneer wagon, exactly.
Okay, okay. I just needed something in my head to picture.
I believe they are chocolate chip cookies, Sindragosa.
Some of them are raisins. Please leave those ones for me.
Oh, so it's the chaos plate where you're not sure if you're biting into a chocolate chip or an oatmeal raisin. I see.
Yeah.
I see. It's a good thing I like both of those varieties.
Both are good. Both are good.
Indeed. Tasty, tasty cookies.
Unfortunately, if you want tea or coffee, you'll have to go get that yourself. There's no extra cups for people. I mean, there's extra cups, but they're in the other room.
Mm.
Yes, I may have to go and refill my cup soon, make a new pot, because I think I just ran out. So, but yes, so the quartermaster takes a look at the list you made. Okay, okay. That's gonna cost you about, and he spits out a number.
I assume it's a number I have.
It is a number you have, yes.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah,
You
I'm
are
just
good in that.
Okay, here you go. Plops bag of gold on table.
Bag of gold.
I
Okay, counts it through.
bag of currency.
Okay,
I
we
don't
are all
actually know
set
what the money
then.
is called.
He calls over. Somebody gather this all together, bring it over to their thing, and bring it to the stables where their horses and the carriages are set up. Actually, yes, sir. Rar, 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 rar. All the rars tonight. Yes, indeed. Now, do you know where you're going next?
Usually our group just sort of followed the mage Callista. We just sort of followed her around. Um
So, do we have any leads since I missed last session?
um, well, you know where the capital city is, and you know that that's where Lust's head cultist is probably hanging out. You also know that the bigger the city, the more likely you are going to be running into Lust's cultist lieutenants. But small towns and villages, you're much less likely to have to deal with any sort of cult leadership. That said, don't expect a warm welcome in any of those cities or towns or villages, because the rules set up by order basically means that the people are very xenophobic. Amongst other things. Basically, imagine a ruler who's ruling with an iron fist and ruling through fear, keeping everything exactly
And
the way it should be.
propaganda.
Propaganda, torture, you know, the trifecta of stuff. I love the cheese command. It's such a good command. That is the best response to that one, Dill.
Yum, yum,
Nom,
yum.
nom, 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 nom. Delicious cheese. So yes, that's the base. That's the information that you've been able to gather. Um. And also the fact that not everybody is deep in Order's pocket, basically, but some of them are just there, are just doing what they're doing because they need to survive,
mhm.
as you would expect
Right,
for a
right.
situation like this. Also, I saw there. I might be able to do something for you, Syndrago, so give me a second while I attempt a thing. I can attempt to gift a thing here. So yes, what are you doing in that instance? With that information taken into account.
Well, I think our best bet is to head towards the capital.
Cass's first instinct is to just wait for them to wait for the group that's going to be coming to look for us and just ambush
Ah.
them in the city. But she is also
Is
more
there
than
going to
willing
be a
to
group
just
that's
go.
going to be coming for us?
More
That's
than
what the
likely.
leader said. The rebel leader was saying that they were going to come
Oh,
looking
I
for
missed that.
us. Yeah.
They'll find us on the way to the capital.
Okay. And now I can shoot through their helmets.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Unfortunately, I can't figure out how to do that now.
I'm sure we'll
Oh,
get
right.
that figured out at some point.
Oh, right. I have to do what I was thinking about doing through Stream Avatars itself. I'm going to temporarily. Everybody's Stream Avatars are going to disappear for just a moment. Because I want to do something for someone super fast. And I have to disconnect to do it. But I should be able to do this. I just have to do. I am not adept at stream avatars, unfortunately. I can't quite remember. I know it's possible to gift specific avatars to people. So I was hoping I'd be able to gift a specific color to someone of the Kirby, but I can't quite remember how to do it off the top of my head. So Cass is in favor of waiting. Nia, what was Nia's thought on the matter?
Might as well head towards the
The
capital
capital?
city.
Yeah, that's a ways away, so it's gonna take you a long time of travel. Like we're talking months of travel to actually get to the capital. Uh, even with even if you had horses, you could actively ride and not just lead with via the carriages.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a journey, but yeah, it's something you could totally do. So people see you off. Yeah, I think the tiny dragons are subscriber specific, if memory serves. They're not a follower one, if memory serves. I could be wrong. And you're traveling for a few days. Uh, Actually, question: are you sticking to the roads, main roads, or are you sticking to the pathways through the woods, through the forests and whatnot?
Do we have Urvu and Merrick with us
You can have them with you,
in the
yes.
carriage?
Yeah, you totally have room to have them with you.
Okay.
Yeah, no way Cass is
Definitely.
gonna leave
Yeah.
unconscious Urvu
Oh, oh.
somewhere where they can just wake up and start eating.
Yeah, no, that would be a terrible idea. Like 10 minutes later, there is nothing edible in the entire area because Urvu was hungry.
Yeah, we would definitely stick to the roads. I mean, we want to be found by these cultists anyways.
They wouldn't expect it.
That okay, they wouldn't expect it. That's true. That is true.
If if they know that we were working with the rebels, then they'd think that we'd be trying to like use the rebel tactics or whatever. So, um, I'm sure the road would take them by surprise.
The road would take them by surprise. That is very true. That is very true. So it is only a matter of about, call it a day of travel, actually, before you encounter your first patrol. The patrols so far along here are just as regular as they were as you were approaching this particular city. And one of the guards in that patrol, one of the knights, pulls you over. Your papers?
We're,
Come now. Hurry. Your papers.
uh, we're,
Yeah, here's the papers. What is this?
okay.
We're in a
that's what I was
hurry.
wondering.
Hurry this up.
There are troublemakers on the roads. Troublemakers in this county, and we have been tasked to make
What
sure
sort of
they get caught.
troublemakers? What does that have to do with us?
Troublemakers who are responsible for terroristic activities in a nearby city.
Oh my goodness. Really?
Aiding
I
that
thought this was supposed to be a safe place to be.
rebellion, ridiculous It's a fluke they managed to do anything positive, anything successful. Meh.
I
But somehow it happened.
I assume that the good guards are going to be able to take the city back, right?
There's a unit that has been called up. It should be arriving in about 3 or 4 weeks. Takes a little bit of time to gather troops and whatnot. Okay, your papers seem to be in order. Is your friend back there okay?
Oh, yeah, he's currently uh he got hit on the head. You can see he's got like
We
a
were attacked
little.
by some bandits, and he suffered an injury to the head.
No worries,
But
Sindragosa.
he's stable. But thank you for the concern.
Hmm.
We're actually heading to find a better hospital type place to go and see if he can like get him checked out because it's been a little while and he hasn't woken up yet.
Go up.
Do you
If you
know of any
continue.
town that might have a good hospital?
The next major city has one that I'm aware of. If you. It's about a week's journey from here. Hopefully, your friend is still alive at that point.
I mean, he's breathing. I think.
He's breathing.
Okay, cool.
He's definitely breathing, that's for sure.
By the way, out of curiosity, can I tell if Urvu is breathing?
You have no fucking clue.
Urvu need to breathe?
Yeah.
You. The only reason you know that this is Urvu and not a rock is because you saw it happen. Effectively. Otherwise, you'd think this is just an ordinary rock.
It's my family's pet rock. You know.
Your family's pet rock. I love it. I love it. Oh, so very good. So,
Are we all set to go? Our papers turn up okay and everything.
you're all clear to go.
All right.
You're stopped
Thank
two
you
more.
for.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say thank you for your time, and then just on forward.
The knight nods and goes back to his rounds. You're stopped 2 more times before you can see a little checkpoint approaching. Similar experiences. They're just kind of looking over the papers. Everything is in order. The checkpoint, however, has you a little worried. Because, one, that's one heck of a line to actually get through it. Two, there's a lot more knights there than you remember any of the previous checkpoints having. And I mean like fully armored knights, not the guards. And three, there are people being turned away in fairly large numbers.
Neil's got to stop one of these people that are being turned away.
She's okay.
What? So, people are. It looks like a lot of people are being turned away. What's going on here?
They're looking for somebodies, and anyone who's the remotest bit suspicious is not being allowed through. The tiniest detail is off about your papers because the person who did them was incompetent. Actually, count yourself lucky if you get turned away.
Really?
Several people have been killed on the spot. I knew one of them. There's no way there's no way he was a rebel.
Who they're looking for rebels?
As if the rebellion exists. All stories made up by parents to keep their children in line.
Against the fine knights of this guard?
Yes, exactly. Nervously looking around. And then dropping his voice to a whisper. If I were you, and you have any relation to the movement at all, I'd find another way through. I'm lucky I didn't get caught.
Cass is gonna very subtly load her gun with the armor piercing bullets and like not do anything, just casually, subtly, um, just just in case.
Gotcha. It's early, little one. You know it. Too early. By like 20 minutes, but still. We're going to need to take our first break in about 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
I have cats who are looking for gushy for dinner time.
Feed us!
Yep, one of them just wandered into the room. Your new friend, take the side roads. But they haven't caught on to those yet.
Well, thank you. And good luck to you.
Thank you. Winky eyes.
If I were Callista, I'd say this sounds like a trap, but I'm gonna go for it anyway.
We'll deal with it if it happens. We'll deal with it. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? They have armor I can't shoot through.
I don't know if I made a command like that. I probably didn't make a command like that. But yeah, it'll be fine. That's true. Worst comes to worst, you can just shoot through.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, no armor covers everywhere. You could just shoot where they don't have armor.
Right, right. Or like, you could like cook them alive.
It takes you a little while to find the entrance to the side road. It's actually fairly well hidden at this point.
Ooh, hiccup.
And sure enough, you are actually stopped after about another half day's journey. But you are past that checkpoint at that point in time. And you're stopped only briefly while somebody comes up with a bow, looks you over in your place.
Howdy.
Oh! Oh, you're the ones Zavatra mentioned. Yeah, no. Go ahead.
Pleasure doing business. Wait a minute. Is there anything we should look out for on this path?
As long as you haven't made an enemy of the
Chance.
movement, you're safe, besides, the usual forest creatures.
Alright, good to hear.
You eventually find your turn-off point for the city that you're trying to get to. And luckily enough, managed to avoid several more checkpoints along route. And there it is in the nearby distance, looking quite pretty. Almost too pretty. Too clean. Like nothing is changing in it. And as you get just a little
In
bit
what?
closer in the city that you're kind of looking at,
Oh, okay.
and as you get a little bit closer, it becomes very clear that there are way, way more knights protecting these walls than in the last city you were in. Even though this city is about the same size, maybe just a little bit bigger. They've stepped up security.
That tends to happen when you, um, when you've been
Oh,
like
where have
taking
they
down
taken the
cities.
security from?
That is a question,
Ah.
yes. That is a question. So, the question then is, what do you do?
Hmm. I'm going to assume that the guards at the city gate are going to be just as thorough as the guards at the guard post, the the
Or more,
checkpoints that
more
we've
so.
been trying to. Yeah.
That's generally safe to assume, yes.
So we'll probably initiate combat if we try and go through. Um,
Most likely.
Hmm. They're clearly guarding something here. They clearly don't want us to. Clearly they don't want us in here. Surely we could find some way to sneak in. Goods have to be going into the city.
If you want, you can make a... let's call it perception awareness. Physical roll for something quick. Or intelligence awareness. Physical. if you're taking a little bit slower of an approach.
Is thermographic going to come into play in this?
Mm, Not particularly. Yeah, no more than you could like see like body heat, body temperatures, so you can like see bodies a little more easily.
Question.
Yes.
Is there like I know sometimes at big cities and stuff there's like a little camp of like traders and stuff outside, like merchants camps and stuff. Is there one of those here?
Make the roll first, and then I can answer that.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. You both notice a lack of such a camp, actually.
Right.
And you both also notice that merchants are the only ones getting in and out of the city. And very clearly, there are some citizens that are being kept from leaving. So it's not just folks are being prevented from going in. Folks are being prevented from leaving as well. Only merchants seem to be able to get through. And your papers do not have you marked as merchants. Only Ervu's papers do. If I'm recalling correctly. And unfortunately, Ervu is unconscious still.
Hmm.
Indeed.
Hmm.
So I was thinking that if there was a camp, I could just go and stay there for a night, and Nia could just like find an unguarded section of the wall and like hop over using jet fire stuff. But
Possibly.
I mean, it would look pretty suspicious if I just set up camp outside the city for a night.
Oh, yes, most certainly.
Are there woods nearby the city?
No, no. What you've noticed is that they've very intentionally cleared any sort of trees from about 20, 30 feet away from the cities and towns and whatnot. So that those are wide open and you have really good visibility. Yet the woods on either side of those, like surrounding those sorts of areas, are very dense and thick.
Hmm. The papers have a like a physical description of us, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they have a physical description. They have your given home town or city or whatever the case may be. All those sorts of bits of bobs of information. And you've been traveling with your papers enough by now that you know that the information on them by heart. So there's no goofing on any information there if you're asked any questions related to that. Direct questions, that is.
Okay. There goes the plan of trying to pose as Urbu. Because I'm like thinking if I can just say, "Oh, I'm a bullet merchant," because I got plenty of those, but my papers clearly state that I am a gun for hire. Hmm.
That is true. You do know that the merchants here have specific papers that designate specific documents and permits that designate them as merchants. Now, if you could acquire one of those, then that might be a different story.
Hey, Nia, you think I could convince one of the merchants to gamble away their papers?
Did you hear that, Yarny? Bear with us a moment, folks. Well, actually, since we have a moment or two, a lull.
All right.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Howard died. So,
Okay.
so what happened?
Oh, Cass was just asking Nia, hey, do you think I could convince one of these merchants to gamble away their merchant papers?
They don't have physical descriptions at all.
To my knowledge, it's more like a permit. I think.
Could work, yeah.
Is that information correct, Astral?
To the best of your knowledge.
Okay, okay. And I assume Irvu doesn't have like a permit one. They just have the papers designating them as a merchant. As opposed to the ones that are like, you can do business here type of deal.
Funnily enough, when you look through their documents, there is a permit there.
Oh. Okay. Hmm. Could could we just use theirs? Or would it
Their name
would
is
it look
written on it, technically,
damn,
though.
of course it is. You think we could like write over it in crayon?
Why would we need to? You could just say your name is Urvu.
Yeah, but my papers don't say my name is Irvu.
And
Man, I'm doing a
Irvu's
lot of thinking.
and Irvu's description is for merchant form is very different from your form. So no.
Wait, how are they different?
Irvu's merchant form specifically is different looking enough from Cass that there is no confusing the two of them as the same person. Not without a lot of disguise work.
So Urvu's has a physical description, but the others don't?
Irvu has their personal papers and the permit. The permit has Irvu's fake name on it, which is the same name
Mhm.
on their personal papers.
So we need to get a permit that matches one of the two of us.
Basically,
That's why can't you just use both the Urvu's permit and paper?
Irvu's
the problem.
paper has a physical description.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've seen these knights turning away people or worse for far smaller things, far smaller discrepancies.
Do you think they'd believe us if we told them that Irvu was the rock?
How would that help us?
Um
Considering you didn't know Urvu's species existed until Urvu made you aware of their presence, bear that in mind.
So they let the weird unknown creature they've never seen in before. Why would they let us in? We're gonna have to sneak in somehow.
In the encounters you've had with knights up to this point, with Urvu unconscious, they've just assumed that you've got a rock in the back of your carriage for some odd reason. They've thought nothing of that particular rock.
Back of my no.
It's our emotional
Rock Urvu
support
has
rock.
been sitting on my lap. Okay,
Oh, okay, on your lap.
I
Yeah,
have been
so
taking care of Rock Urvu.
so
Cass-
nonetheless,
Emotional support rock.
So Cass has gotten some weird looks as to why the heck do you have a rock on your lap? Like it's a pet. Okay.
What, you never seen a pet rock before? Mind your own business.
Always accompanied by mumbling under their breath. She must be one of those lust people. Weirdos, a lot of them.
Hmm.
But yes.
How long do you reckon I can stay out here by like not quite in that like empty space, like the cleared out space, but like sort of back near the woods before they'll like
Maybe half a day.
half a day? Okay. Um
The
and
patrols
yeah,
never get quite close enough to the woods, to the edge of the woods, to see you until they're like right at the last point before they turn around.
okay.
Think the way
Uh
the Hylian guards move in the the castle scene in Ocarina of Time.
okay, okay. I gotcha. God, I hated that scene. Um
It wasn't so bad once you had the hang of their patterns.
Hey Nia, do you think you'd be able to just look around the wall? Maybe they've got like a sewage entrance or something? Or like I don't know.
Yeah, how does the city get its water? Is there a river?
Oh, there's a well, actually. You're nowhere near water, near like natural running water sources otherwise. And you can also assume that the city has a sewer system, just like the last one did. That is a safe bet as well.
Hmm.
How many guards are at the gate?
At least half a dozen, maybe more.
Okay. Okay.
Plus several more on the ramparts above the gate,
Oh.
and scattered along the walls at about 3 foot distances in between them. There's at least two or
Hmm.
three guards.
I see.
So lots of them, shall we say.
Unfortunate. Um I'm telling myself now is not the time for a howdy.
Hi.
Uh, Indeed.
Wait, what is
Indeed.
Cass doing?
Resisting the urge to go in guns, presumably.
Yeah, yeah, just walk up, say howdy, and then blam. Nia, do you have any ideas?
Well, if we want to go in hot, we could, at night, go up to one of the walls and do some little demolition, you know?
Okay.
Question is, what do we do with Urvu and Merrick?
Because there is no handy rebel camp right nearby, unfortunately, in this
Yeah.
time around. Also, Dill, roll your willpower.
Oh, okay. Willpower. Ah, okay, there it is. I've been doing so good. I've been doing so good.
Exactly. You've been doing so good for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it's gonna run out. What's your MDV?
Uh, the base or the number?
The total number.
Total number is um 6.
I see. It is a very near thing. You catch yourself. You
Oh, yeah,
manage to
outbreak.
convince yourself. Yeah, I just saw it. Okay, we'll wait on that for a second.
Yeah, I don't want to do much. What's going on?
That's one benefit of having the the stream, the creator dashboard up. I can see when it says, "Oh yeah, pre-rolls are off." When it switches to that, that's usually a sign that that it's running ads. So, yeah, we're gonna wait a moment or two for those ads to finish off for folks who are enjoying this and just lurking. They're probably over by now, I have to imagine.
1 second left. There we go.
Okay. Oh, you probably don't. You might not have a subscription at the moment in time, so you know for sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, fantastic. That's actually really helpful. Uh, so you see Cass looking like she wants to bolt forward and just gun so badly, just barely stopping herself after she's like went a couple of steps.
Cass has exercised so much self-control right now. You don't even know.
Indeed, indeed. But yes. So, if you were following that plan, you'll need to wait for the cover of night. Is that what you want to do?
Just need to figure out what we're gonna do with the two of these two. I mean, mostly Merrick, since you seem to be very attached to Urvu right now.
Yeah. Listen, I just don't want Irvy to wake up and eat everything. That's why I've got like a bunch of jerky on me at all times.
But you have enough jerky?
No, no, I just
Did not mean
have
to click
enough that
that.
way not everything in the vicinity will get eaten.
So if we want to wait a little bit longer, I can attempt to fly into the city and see if I can learn anything.
You can try to fly into the city. You'd have to. Your pathway in would be very precise to try to find a blind spot for the guards on the walls, though.
Yeah, 'cause my flight's not exactly
Subtle. Yeah. That's for sure.
And honestly, the middle of the night is actually probably far less subtle than during the day.
Flames just jutting out of nowhere. Yeah, not that. That's not suspicious at all. No,
Oh, the
whatever make you think that.
sky's right lighting up. Oh, I wonder what that is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean, we could create like a distraction somewhere else, and then you could go up while everyone's turned away.
Well, I'm gonna scout it. During the day is probably the best time to do this. If I can find out what's going on, and it turns out there's nothing of interest to us here. There's no particular cult activity, and this could be just a diversion. It could save us a lot of effort.
True, true.
Man, Merrick could probably sneak in somehow.
I don't know. Merrick's been getting caught an awful lot lately.
Cass is just gonna look over at Merrick and whisper, "Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can wake up anytime now."
Yes, indeed, Merrick. Anytime now, please. So, okay. I think I'll give you both some time to kind of think through the plan, what plan makes the most sense to you. We should probably take a short break so I can feed cats, I
Okay.
can refill my tea, all of that good stuff. I'm also going to take the opportunity to give folks a quick reminder that we here of Team Lucky Gecko are raising money for the Trevor Project, the world's largest, and I think the only one of the few, if not only, nationally recognized suicide prevention and crisis intervention hotlines for targeted directly to help LGBTQ plus youth. So if you have any money you can spare at all in this at the moment to the Trevor Project, to such a great organization and a great cause, please do. You see, we're at $373 out of our current goal of about 425. So we've done a lot so far, but if we can do even more, that would be fantastic. And reminder, if you make a $5 donation, you can develop a minor NPC of your choice, or gift that to someone else. A $20 donation gets you a major NPC. If you type !dono, there'll be it'll point you to the correct part of the Discord channel for you to take a look at that. Also, welcome back, Syndragosa. Welcome back. We're actually just about to take a short few-minute break ourselves. I have cats to feed, and I've got a couple other things I gotta take care of real fast. Plus, I need more tea. But yes, if anyone has some money to spare, please consider donating to the Trevor Project. They make a difference. Even just one life is a major difference. The more money we can give them, the more lives they can help. So yeah, we'll be back in a few. I will get some music playing for folks while once I put the BRB screen up though, so you'll have something fun and good to listen to. So Discord heard
Oh
me.
no.
Discord heard me, but you folks didn't. So as I was saying to to Yarny and Dill, I had Abby's sisters to feed. Abby is the cat behind me. I had a new pot of tea to make. I also had a snack to grab. So don't mind me as I munch, because I do kind of need to munch a little bit too. Thankfully, you shouldn't hear the munching sounds. NVIDIA Broadcast does a pretty good job of cutting those out.
Yum.
Yum, yum, exactly. So, okay. Yes. And so yeah, Dill, you are it is no problem. You can make yourself an Urvu carrier.
Cool.
As for the plan itself, it takes you the better part of half a day. Or so you'll need to wait a day before you can put your plan into action. But you do find a spot on the walls where there's minimal guard presence, where you could potentially fly over with a little bit of a distraction.
Alrighty. Kaz gonna provide the distraction.
Yeah, I am.
Distraction with gun, presumably?
Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm gonna go around to a different side of the walls, like far enough away that any guards in that vicinity would be turning around to look elsewhere.
Okay.
And then I will either fire off a couple of shots into the air or shoot a guard, not to kill, but just to like ping off the armor, and then everybody will be like, what was that?
Okay. Gotcha. You can do either. Which would you prefer to do?
um
Artless is alive now. Good. Hopefully
I
we will see
think
Artless
I
soon.
think the safest option is I mean, I know the safest option is to not murder the guards,
Yeah.
because then they'll be a little
Probably.
bit less aggressive. But do you mind if I make a roll?
What would you? Okay, make that willpower roll. Yeah. Let's see if you can go
Yeah.
actually pull off the less aggressive action.
And I'm gonna include my flaw in this one.
Good. Good.
I didn't forget to do that with the last one. That would be ridiculous.
I forgot you had that flaw. To be fair, so that's partially on me.
Yeah. That minus. Okay, it's only -2. All right. Every time I go to type out D10, I like start typing the word 10. Even though with
Ah.
everything else, like when I type out E10, I just automatically do the numbers.
Okay.
So it looks like I'm gonna be going with the murder option.
You got what? 3 successes? I think I briefly caught
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That's murder.
Okay, cool. All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Murder it is.
Murder it is. Okay, let me show the
I'm
Discord
not switching
shrunk
out
back
my
again.
armor-piercing bullets then.
Oh, hold on. One more time for me to disable that. See. Okay, we have an Artless who's pretty out of it right now. I kind of figured. Okay. I was communicating with one of the players we were hoping would be able to pop in, but not tonight. So Merrick stays asleep. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, make your attack roll.
Okay.
Make your accuracy roll.
Accuracy?
Yep.
Okay. I'm
Yeah, the
gonna
guards-
be doing that from the cover of the forest,
Smart move.
so that way I can get away faster.
So it's gonna have to be with the rifle then.
Yeah.
Pistols don't quite have the reach you need.
What's the so it's just
It's
sorry.
just whatever the number is next to accuracy.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no negatives or anything. You're within the zones for the rifle.
I see.
Well, the good news is since the guards aren't expecting anything, their DV is only 3. So just roll damage at a neutral. You're using your regular bullets, not the piercing?
No,
Or-
I'm using the piercing bullets.
Okay, so roll damage at. Give me 1 sec to calculate one thing super fast. -2.
-2. Okay.
-2. Yep. They got a bit of armor, but that bullet is able to ignore some of that armor. So.
Just to do a little brain check here. I do the T6, but not the E10.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because your 10s don't explode on damage rolls. Okay. The shot rings out. The guards turn and look to the forest where the shot came from, as there's a bullet inside one of them now. First of all, how the hell did a bullet get through their armor? Second of all, where the heck did that come from? And moments later, there's a flurry of activity as shouts go out for reinforcements to that section of the wall. There's an attacker with a gun, etc., etc., etc. And including calling away all but one of the guards on the section of the wall. Nia's right by. Oh, and Dill,
Yeah.
real quick, make a wits athletics environmental roll.
I figured that was coming. Luckily, I've got a decent athletics environmental.
Yeah, because guards up on walls like that tend to have art bows, and they at least know the direction the shot came from.
I see.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. So that's at 4 over. So damage was 4. What's your DV? Oh, sorry. What's your soak? Wounding soak?
My which soak?
The second soak number, not the bashing or
Oh, okay, W soak.
W soak. Yeah.
That is 5.
Strong. Let's call it that. +4, -1. Okay. Well, bad news for you. 4 arrows find a home and stick in you for
Ow.
4 points of
Oh.
damage.
Okay.
Yep. Out of a volley of like 30 or 40 arrows, to be fair.
I have a total of 3 health.
Complications. They're not complications.
Consequence.
Consequences. Yes, you can take the -4, which I think is, if memory serves, not quite minor,
Moderate, yeah.
moderate. Yeah. So we need to come up with something appropriate for sudden pincushion. You are walking. You've got enough of a limp now because at least 2 of those arrows hit you, got your legs.
Oh, thank
That your
God. I was
movement
worried
speed
it would
is
go for my arms.
your movement speed is halved.
Oh, okay.
And no running, so you can only walk at half normal movement speed. It's also going to affect your ability for stealth, and a couple other things as a result.
Oh, I've already got 0 for stealth, so don't worry about that. That was already shit.
It's already shit. Okay, go ahead, Yarny.
All right. You said there was 1 guard left.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are they looking or?
They're looking, yeah.
Okay, I guess I will try and just fly up as quickly as I can and just ram into him with the fire shield.
Okay. That's a multi-spell. So the flying spell is at -1. The fire shield is at -2. Considering this is a thing that you've done multiple times, we can call it one of your standardized spells for the flying. Whoops, that's not one of my. That's not my snack. That's nice.
Oh, whoops! I forgot to press the talk button. Since it's a standard spell, would it have a higher accuracy
It would be your
than an
intelligence instead of
improvised?
your wits. But I think you said those numbers are the same, so it doesn't matter.
Well, like some of my other prepared spells have additional accuracy,
Oh,
that kind of thing.
because of how they're constructed.
Yeah,
How much FP do you want the spell to cost?
it's probably just a
flying spell.
1.
If it's a 1, then it's gonna be. It won't have any bonuses on it. It just has
Okay.
the one person it's affecting, aka you.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense that you'd want that to be like a light cantrip
Oh,
type
geez,
thing.
wow.
Okay, that's good for that one. So the flight's gonna be nice and
Flawless on
smooth.
that.
That's damn good. Okay, roll for the other spell. Fire shield.
This is pretty solid.
Yeah, yeah, that is pretty solid. And your MDV is is stupid high, right? It was like something like 12. If memory
IDV,
serves.
yeah, 12.
Your MDV. Okay.
Oh no, MDV is 8.
MDV is 8. So your flight was powered by normal fire. Your fire shield is not normal fire. It's Eldritch fire.
So
So
what does that mean?
so as you ram into that remaining guard, before he has a chance to scream, his body fuses in such a way as he burns that his mouth seals into his face and he becomes, it's hard to describe the existence, the shape he's taken, because it doesn't exactly make sense by our standard laws of physics.
Okay. Interesting. Noted.
And suddenly you have the attention of a lot of the other guards who are coming right for you, readying their bows. However, you're up high enough that you can immediately see the way the battlements are constructed. It is one long channel that goes around the entirety of the city.
Uh, wait, what? What am I saying?
So the tops of the walls, the battlements, which is where all the guards are kind of standing on. It's one long channel, aka kind of like a racetrack. Only it's got the battlement walls on either side. So you've
So it's
got
basically a giant hallway.
giant hallway.
Cool.
Okay. So all these guards trying to shoot me are all in a line along this battlement.
Basically, like a bunch of dominoes just waiting to be knocked down.
Every person is a nail, and your hammer is fire.
Yeah.
uh,
Um. So how long is this? How long is this battlement?
pretty long. But the nature of your fire is such that, especially if you go for the Eldritch Flame, it's just going to keep going until it runs out of stuff to interact with, or until you specifically put it out. So if you like shoot it out in front of you, it's just going to keep going and going and going and going until you stop it. I think the same thing works for your other like firewall, when you've got the one that has
Wave of
forward
fire?
motion. Yeah, because you have one that has forward motion on it. Yeah, fire. Exactly, wave of fire.
All right, I guess I'll shoot a fire wave down that way.
Okay. Do you want to resist the draw of the eldritch fire that is being like in the back of your mind is saying use me, or do you want to let it be and revel in it?
That's a good question.
You'll need to roll willpower if you want to resist it.
I don't think she would resist. I think she'd be curious.
In that case, I'm going to give you +2 dice on the accuracy of the spell.
Okay. That's a lot of dice.
Oh yeah, this is going to be pretty. Very pretty. It starts off small. Just not even reaching like half the height of the battlements themselves. And then as it eats through the first few guards, it gets taller and taller and taller until it's at least twice the height of the battlements, so it's visible from a pretty significant distance. And it's rushing through.
So much for subtlety.
Wherever there are multiple guards, it fuses them together into one massive something. That's part tentacle, part weirdly colored glass, part flesh, until it's approaching back around to you. And the guards are all too surprised by this to even consider trying to shoot at you. But yes, so it's approaching where you are. You're safe from it, of course, but it's devoured all the guards. And now it's looking like it's starting to eat through the stone of the battlements.
Oh, fun. I was hoping it would just continue on the
Oh,
loop around the
nice.
castle walls or something. Or around the city walls, you know.
Oh, it
just
would.
a permanent feature.
It would, chipping away at a little bit of the battlements each time, each lap, until eventually it would escape.
God.
And it's anything it touches is becoming. It's that glass, that crystal that you remember that you saw it turn things to before once. Remember from the jailbreak?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That crystal is what it's leaving in its wake.
Lovely.
So yeah, your choice whether you want to stop it or not. But it is creating one hell of a distraction.
I'm gonna allow it to be a distraction, and honestly, I have no idea what our goal is.
The original
Especially not
goal
now
of-
that it's just combat.
Yeah, the original goal was for you to get into the city and find out if there was anything we wanted or needed to get in there for.
Yeah, that's apparently out of the way now. So now Yarny doesn't know what to do. Or Nia, rather.
Well,
Question: Can I?
Mhm.
I know
Both.
it's a little after the fact, but can I use tis blood of flesh wound? Or
okay. I know what you're attempting to use, and you'll use that going forward.
tis but a scratch, yeah.
Tis but a scratch to ignore the consequence, so you can
Yeah.
move normally. It's actually meant to
Like-
be used after you take the consequence, after you take that wound, and you've got
Oh, okay.
you're a
I wasn't sure
pincushion.
if I was supposed to do that during that part.
No.
I just
So
remembered
you're a
after.
pincushion, but you can move as if you were not a pincushion.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna spend 2 focus points on that then.
Got it. So yeah, you are unhindered by the fact, despite there are multiple arrows in your legs, at least one in the shoulder, and one somewhere else. I haven't decided exactly where.
Leg.
Multiple in the legs, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you got that one in my leg. It's very important.
Yeah, you have 2 in the legs at the very least. There might be 3.
Okay.
And if anything, you've gotten a lot of people's attentions. Ania's gotten a lot of attention with that lovely little purple fire show.
Yeah, I bet.
Where all the cultists are starting to gather around and are coming straight for you.
Straight for
The straight towards where Nia is, floating up in the
Okay.
air. They're sticking on ground, but they're kind of getting as close as they can on ground. The rest of the
Maybe we just
guards,
wasn't
however,
far
are
enough.
fleeing the city. Even the knights.
Oh, hey, like, nope, we're not dealing with this.
This is above our pay grade. Most of the citizens are also fleeing the city.
Okay, So Neil's gonna so are they all below me since I'm on top of the
Yep.
walls?
Yep, they're all below you, and you've got a very good line of sight on them. And they're approaching in a large, en masse in a large group. Starting to chant, so they're preparing spells.
Oh boy. I'm gonna create a smoke screen.
Okay.
Yarny just starts billowing just thick black smoke.
Okay, I'll argue you don't have to roll for that one. That's easy enough. Just spend the focus points that it would cost you.
So
Probably like 1.
the guards that were chasing me, they're no longer chasing me because they're terrified and are running out of the area, right?
The guards that were shooting at you are now part weird existence, part pretty crystal shards.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah, you could say they're no longer a problem.
Okay.
Okay, you've created your smoke screen. What's Nia doing next?
That's a great question.
And considering you've got what looks like all the cultists in the city in one group, right below you. Including one in very, very fancy robes that is distinctly must be the lieutenant, must be the one in charge.
Hmm, let's see. Oh my god, what do I do? I kind of want to get answers from him.
He is kind of standing back from the rest of the group, to be fair. He's one of the few figures who's not in that big old mass of cultists.
Okay.
And they're all chanting together in
Oh,
unison, which suggests they might be chanting a spell that they're all pouring their power in combined. Mm. Delicious tea.
while Nia's sort of figuring out what to do here, I'm going to poke my head through the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Area looks clear.
Very clear.
Casually stroll on in.
Change of plans. Cass is the one that gets to go into the city. Nia is the distraction.
I guess so. That's what we're doing now. Okay, so we're gonna send all this smoke and just cover all the cultists in the smoke. Just blot out all of them, make it so they can't see anything.
Are we talking like suffocate them with smoke? Because
I mean, if they suffocate, that's fine too. I just don't want them to see.
Okay. Yeah, you can send the smoke their way. That's
And then
gonna
fly into them. Huh?
that's gonna require an actual roll though to see
Oh,
if
roll.
you
Okay.
succeed on it, because that's a much wider area than just covering you and like a little bit of the space around you. So that's the usual wits craft magic.
Alrighty. Wow. Hot on these dice.
Oh, you're not kidding. Wow. Yeah, okay. You have no problem enveloping them in that thick, super dark, very hard to breathe in smoke. Absolutely.
Probably hard to chant too.
Actually, yes, that is true. Much harder to chant, considering they're using practically all of their lung power to breathe. Okay, and there was a second thing you were looking to do? If I heard correctly?
Hmm. Do I just fly into the middle of them and explode? Yeah, why not? Just fly down there and just explode like a living bomb.
Okay. That is a
Assume I'm
multi.
still flying.
Considering you're still flying, just roll for the explosion spell.
Okay.
Because you're just adjusting your course a little bit,
Right.
so that shouldn't be an issue. And while that roll is being made, reminder, folks, that we are doing this for charity today. So if you would like to introduce an NPC into the story, you can via $5 donation for a minor one or a $20 donation for a major one. And the entirety of your donation goes straight to the Trevor Project. So it will be doing the maximum impact. Just type !dono if you want the specifics on that. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Uh Cass hears lots of screaming, a massive boom, and smells a lot of smoke, and it suddenly got very much warmer in the city. And you're not entirely sure why until you see flaming cultists on fire running your direction before falling to the ground unconscious from the smoke inhalation and burns.
Well, howdy. I guess my distraction worked.
You could say that. You could say that.
I appreciate the fact that I'm saying that while pincushioned with arrows.
Yes.
Well, according to plan, limp.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed.
Oh shit, I forgot the carriage. I'm like still only like a couple steps into the city, so I'm just gonna turn around and go and grab the carriage.
Good thing you are doing that, because it looks like the horses are preparing to bolt. Because explosion and all that.
Can't imagine why that would ever happen.
Meanwhile,
Someday.
over by Nia, there is a very terrified cult leader who's been sort of pinned down in place by a couple of cultists who were trying to run and put themselves out, but put themselves out at just the wrong time and are now unconscious on top of said leader.
So he's the leader's still alive.
Oh, leader's alive, yeah. Babbling, but alive. Demon, back, stay, no.
Sees Nia just emerge from the smoke, just walking towards him slowly.
Demon, back, no. Lots of garbled, unintelligible speech as Nia gets closer and closer. Okay. So, what is Nia doing then? Blink, blink, blink.
So Nia walks over and grabs him and asks, very seriously, where is your leader?
Points the direction you were traveling towards the capital city.
So
This this person is thoroughly terrified. It is unlikely you're going to get actual useful speech out of them at this point in
all
time.
right. I think that's pretty much all we cared about. Nia just kind of throws him to the side.
As he's recovering, oh, silly dice. They find themselves trampled by people continuing to flee the city. So, bye. So, congratulations, you freed another city from the cult.
Oh, and there's another ad.
Ah, okay. I will wait until the ads are over. I would run without them if at all possible, but then pre-rolls would hit people. I'd much rather have like a minute and a half every once in a while and then like decent chunks of time without a pre-roll ad for folks. Because I know personally speaking, I despise pre-roll ads more than the in the middle of the stream ads. No, what I really wish was possible is that everyone was given the choice between the full screen noisy ads or the ones that just cause your video screen size to shrink up a little bit. You know, like those banner ones that
Right.
pop up and then go away after a while.
Yeah.
Because those ones are less obtrusive.
All right, we are back.
Okay. So just in case folks missed it because I said it as the ads were starting. This is another city freed from the grasp of the cults because of Nia, the fire
A
chaos
walking disaster known as Nia.
bringer. Walking catastrophe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the city is emptied by the time Cass returns with the cart. Because, you know, a catastrophe like this, you don't stick around in the city.
Yeah, bizarre physics altering fire and the enormous explosion. Yeah.
I
Who
like
would
to think it
who
was
would stick
all my
around?
gunshot.
Ah,
Cass is just like,
yes.
wow, this gun is loud.
That's a really impressive gun, indeed. I will definitely give you that.
So we wanted to did you I know you were a bit busy there, but did you find anything out?
Spoke to their leader.
Oh,
This
and how'd that
was
go?
this was all a waste of time. We were already heading to the capital, and that's where we need to be going. That's where
Oh, okay.
that's where the boss of the person in charge here is.
Just a minor side distraction. Got it. Got it.
I mean, we the cult is no more here, so that's another thing we did.
That is true. That is true.
Kind of took them all out all at once.
Oh, damn it. Stop it.
This was the Lust cult, correct?
This was Order.
Oh, Order. Okay.
Yeah, this was the one that's in charge of the entire county.
Ah.
Although, knowing what you do know about the leader of Lust's cult, it is very likely that they are in the same place as the leader of the Order cult.
Fair.
Highly unlikely they'd be somewhere else. Mm. Come on, eyes, please stop blinking.
Yeah, considering they're also trying to undermine each other.
Potentially. So, okay. So you have your general heading now. And you know to avoid the roads, if at all possible, the main roads. Considering you've made quite a splash,
What?
shall we say.
No.
I mean, you can travel the main roads if you want to.
No. I think it's smarter to not.
And you still have a pair of unconscious friends in the back of that carriage.
Well, one of them's in the back of the carriage.
Okay, right. One of them is in the carrier that's on your person.
Yes, yes.
So yes, you've got them there. Let me think for a second. One moment. Sorry, I'm attempting to get my eyes to stop yelling so much. They are really giving me grief today. Thankfully, it's not critical, but it is what it is. So, okay, what are you all doing next then? Considering you have your known direction to go at this point.
Well, I mean, we just continue on.
No objections here. I was considering looting the city, but like that's a little much. That's their private
Yeah, it's a little bit.
property.
That's a little bit
I'm
exactly.
fine with looting the cultists, but like I don't know where their headquarters is or anything, so
Well, you have time to look into and find it.
I do. Hey Nia, you wanna go loot the cultist base?
I mean, you're free to. I don't have any use for their worthless possessions.
That's fair.
But I mean, there could be something of use for you.
I'll go ahead and just poke around.
Takes you a little while to find it, but you do find it eventually, and there's a surprising amount of money in there.
Oh, nice.
Some other valuables, and a whole lot of stuff that looks like it was confiscated by them. You know, things that somebody like that this group would consider contraband. Fun things.
Okay.
Including explosives.
Oh.
It's not
All right.
quite the TNT you were looking for, but
I heard explosives. I got excited, and I remembered I am explosives.
Yeah, you are your own explosive.
yeah, you are. You make your own. You're good.
Okay. Valuables, explosives. I'll take it. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
All right, Nia, we got what we came here for.
Let's head on.
So you leave the city with that ring of fire still going around the battlements. The ring that is slowly chipping away at said battlements and will eventually get loose.
Oh, hey, Nia, are you gonna get the lights before you leave, or?
The lights?
Yeah, the one up there.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure how this this weird fireworks. I kind of expected
Okay.
it to just go out.
Understandable. All right.
It can't go on forever, right?
I mean, I would
It's been
assume
going.
not.
It's been going on for hours at this point, and it's only getting hotter.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Cass and Nia are not the two most logical members of the group.
Well, that's true. That's true. You're traveling for about a day or two when you catch a whiff of something. Is that fire? Yes, that's fire. Oh, hey, look, it's the purple fire, the light you left on. And it's encroaching upon you in an ever widening circle.
Wait, what?
It found
It's
more
in a
food.
circle around us?
It's been growing. When you look behind you, you see it's no longer just encircling the top of the city. It's
Oh, so
approaching
like
you. It
the
broke
wall.
free.
Okay.
Just us?
Oh, no. Well, that's all you can see. It might also be elsewhere.
Okay.
You have no freaking clue. But yeah, it's approaching you. And
Oh,
it's gotten a
Cass,
lot bigger.
this is bad.
Listen, I
I
don't think I got
still,
enough bullet to stop that.
yeah, I still don't know how this stuff works. I thought it'd be fine. Mm.
Well, you gotta act fast. It's gonna be right upon the both of you in about a few minutes at most.
Do you think you can like stop it the way you stop regular fire? Like it's just a
It
different flavor of
should.
fire, right?
I think so. I think it's got some different properties, but it should act the same. I should be
Okay.
able to control it the same.
Yeah, you can try. Witchcraft magic. You know, the usual.
I accidentally typed the roll into the wrong Discord.
Whoops.
Oh no.
It's like, why isn't the bot going?
That would explain it. That would definitely explain it. No worries, Truan. No worries.
Good, I am on a roll.
You are on a roll. So to catch you up briefly, Truan, on what has happened, because there's been a lot. Two cities are now free from cultist control. One of which is courtesy in part due to a wave of eldritch fire that was circling around the battlements and is now escaped that because Nia forgot to turn the lights off and now is right upon them, threatening to eat them and turn them into crystals, because you know that's one of the things this fire tends to do to things it touches: turn them to shiny, multifaceted, 8-colored crystal. And as it's just about to get right upon you, you snuff it out. It dissipates, and you see um, a line of rainbow smoke going back quite a ways, much further than your eyes can see. You suspect much further than Urvu's eyes could see in some of their animal forms, actually. Suggesting you have no idea just how far this fire actually spread.
Perpetual motion.
Perpetual motion, yeah, exactly.
Oh, Cass, this is bad. This is bad.
It's not like getting faster, is it?
Well, now it's smoke. Now it's the fire's been put out.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Oh, okay.
But that's an awful lot of smoke. And not just right by you.
So there's no sign of purple fire anymore.
No sign of purple fire anymore.
Okay.
Lots of crystals. And you know
I wonder.
crystals only happen when it interacts with living creatures. So,
Cass, if you mention this to anyone else, just
You got it, boss.
Uh,
this was all of the cults doing. I didn't start that fire. I don't do that purple fire.
True, and if you could clip that, please. I would appreciate it. As much of that as you can get in the clip.
God,
Or
I love how
anyone.
Callista had just started like trusting Nia and being like, Nia's the only competent one here.
Oh,
She
bravo.
she should
You
never know.
saw nothing.
Ah,
If anyone asks, it was the cult.
ah.
So yeah, let's keep going.
Oh, indeed,
Cass is just
indeed.
gonna gently pat the Urvu carrier and say, "Don't worry, buddy. We're safe."
So, okay. Do you continue forward?
Yes.
See if you can get um Yarny's bit about oh, I'm not even sure at this point now. That's gonna be a hard one. See what you can catch. What works well from wherever you're from the length of time you have to play with. I'm gonna have to make some highlights off this thing later. Okay.
See, I'm not sure if does plant matter count as living things for the crystallization effect?
No.
Okay, all right. That answers any and all questions I had.
hmm hmm All the cults.
So yeah, you're moving forward, and as you're moving forward, you encounter some people along the road, this back road, who are in your conversations with them, entreating you to look out because there's a mad mage on the loose who apparently burned down like this whole one of the cities and like several like tens or hundreds of acres of land around it.
What? That is unbelievable. That is so scary. We will watch out for this evil mage.
Wow, that's terrifying.
And you hear speculation about which group the evil mage is working for. If this is if the rebellion has found like a half demon to be pulled in to assist them, or if the count has is drawing upon a new terror to keep everybody in line. People seem to be split on on that particular matter. A handful of them are saying that this is a wild card brought in by the other cult group. And there's a very, very small subsection as you continue to travel northward that are starting to worship this mage.
God, I knew it was only a matter of time. Nia can only pull off so much theatrics with fire before she starts getting worshipped.
Yes. Yes. So, yeah, there's a new fire
Plan
deity
from the
around these parts
beginning.
to a couple of them, apparently. It's a small group, but
I'm just sad I missed the last session because I had some plans for that one.
uh, congratulations. You are now a minor deity. And you soon arrive upon the largest city you've seen yet. It is not the capital.
I'm just gonna fall to corruption and just beat the final boss.
It's not the biggest city you've ever seen. It's definitely not the capital. You've heard tales of the capital, and you know you're still at least a month or so out from actually getting there. But this is one big old city. And if you thought security was tight on the previous one, oh boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because it's at least 4 or 5 times tighter on this city now. In fact, all of the patrols on the main road have become much tighter, much stronger. There are a lot more knights riding around. Because after all, there's this.
Why that would be?
Yes, exactly.
Well, um, maybe we shouldn't try stealth next time.
I mean, just no distractions.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just no distractions. Okay.
Yeah, no distractions. Exactly.
Surely we can find another way in.
I'm sure if you took some time to explore, you'd find one, yeah? If you wanted to.
Is there a way I can maneuver the cart into the woods a little bit so that way it's off the path?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna do that. So that way it's not gonna be like inspected and stuff when we're away.
And if you want to find an alternate way in, that's going to be intelligence, investigate, gathering. Because you've got a very careful search to perform.
Would we have gotten focus points back?
Yeah, you'd have
Ah.
been able to get good night's sleep. As long as you're taking turns, like keeping watch, you should be able to do that.
How many focus points does it cost to do auto successes?
1 per, 3 max.
One per. Okay.
Yep.
Wait, how many max?
Yeah, you can get 3 auto successes per roll.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. There we go. That makes more sense. So you've got Yarny's roll.
That's actually not bad.
Um,
Yeah, for that many dice, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna before I roll, I'm just gonna use 3 auto successes.
Okay, go for it.
Because I'm only rolling 2 dice.
Oh no!
Okay, it could have been worse. If you hadn't had those auto successes, you would have simply failed. Not botched. So, okay, same result in the end then. It takes you like 4 or 5 hours of searching around the city walls, but eventually you find the entrance to the sewers. And Cass knows this. Cass knows that there have to be exits into the city proper
Wait a
from
minute,
the
I just
sewers.
realized something. Sorry, I just realized that I have a +2 dice for exploration based rolls.
You do, don't you? Okay,
I
roll 2
do.
more dice then. Let's see if
Okay.
you get any more. You
I don't think
legitimately
I've ever actually used that one before.
don't have investigate, do you?
Nope.
Okay, that explains it. And like 2 in intelligence.
Yeah, well, I don't have any in investigate.
Okay. By the time Nia has found the sewer entrance, Cass has already managed to map out about like a quarter of it.
Cool.
So, okay.
I do want to say that I did leave a little note next to Merrick. If he should wake up, there's a little note explaining where we've gone. I I don't know where he was last, but I don't want him to think he's waking up in a cultist jail or anything.
Yeah, considering you have no clue what has been going on in his life lately. That's not a bad idea.
He wakes up and he's just like, wow, I drank way too much. My head is killing me.
Why am I so thirsty? Why does it feel like I haven't had a meal in weeks?
See what
Besides
kind
whatever
of
nutrients you've been able to kind of shove down.
yeah, slop, good old slop.
Exactly. So yeah, you have your way into the sewers. You have them about a quarter of the way mapped, and it's only a matter of time before you're able to map the rest of it, so you can find your way into this city. And when you do, you come up above ground, right by another lust encampment, right in the middle of it, actually. And if you thought the one in that first city was big, oh boy, this is huge. This is like 10 times as large. Apparently, Lust's faction has a lot more sway in this particular city than they've had anywhere else you've seen them so far.
Okay. Okay. Say, do we still have those cultist robes?
Presumably, yeah.
Which cult was that?
I think it was
I think it
Lust.
was Lust.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it was Lust.
All right. Have they noticed us popping up?
They're all too focused in on what they're going after, whether it's money,
Okay.
gambling, uh, you name it. Somebody's into it.
All right, Nia, what's the plan of action?
So
I'm
are the
assuming we shouldn't burn down this city.
It's probably a good idea not to, yeah. Trying to do that. So are the cult? Are the cultists in the sewers?
No, there are no cultists in the sewers. That's all above ground. But
Oh, okay.
these sewers, I call them sewers. They are the neatest, cleanest sewers you've ever seen. As fits with everything else you've seen of anything run by Order's cult.
Okay. Not sure what to do with that information.
You think we could live down here?
It would get a little bit uncomfy, perhaps, but because it is a little narrow. But yeah, you could live down there, I suppose.
Nice, nice.
Would be possible. But yeah, you have you have robes for Lust's group. You're in the middle of a really big Lust encampment, effectively. And like in the first city, Lust's cult is being kept in a locked location within the city itself. So it's kind of being cordoned off. You can clearly see in the distance the one of the gates in, but it's one gate in as opposed to the only gate in, like it was in the previous one.
Do we have a name for that last town we were in?
I do not have a name. No, you can feel free to come up with one if you want, though.
Okay, I will come up with one because
Were those lust cultists
yeah.
in that previous town?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. In fact, they're very. There's not a whole lot of actual cultists for Lust's group. Not like ones that weren't converted from the populace. Because you hunted most of them by the time you got here. So most of the original cult is gone and dead. Callista made sure to see to that.
Hmm.
So yeah, you've got a big old city you can explore if you want to.
Are we wrapping up soon?
We can wrap up soon. I'm live for at least another hour and change.
Okay. 'Cause I need to go get my car from the shop.
But we can definitely at least wrap up the session soon, and I can do something else for that last hour,
Okay.
or hour 20, whatever it ends up being. So I suppose the question would be this: are you going to be wanting to do anything of major importance in this particular city? Or is this
I
just
assume
information
this is not the
gathering?
capital.
No, this is not the capital. So you can just book it straight to the capital if you want at this point. That's your call.
How are our food supplies?
You've been able to restock them.
Okay.
There's always somebody who's willing to sell to you for food supplies and the like, even if you are outsiders to their given cities or towns. You know, people who need the money enough that they're willing to take the risk.
Well, I mean, we've got our papers in order.
You've got your papers, but you're from a different town or a different city. That they still don't trust you entirely.
Okay, fair. Um, I think we are enough of a ticking time bomb that maybe we shouldn't stay too long.
Stay here as short as possible, but we can't just let the cult run freely here.
Of course, of course.
You can take your time and clear out the cult. and not have to make any rolls to do it. It'll add about another 2 or 3 weeks per city you stop in to on your way to the capital if you want to do it that way. And I'm going to say there's like 3 cities, so it'll add about another month and a half. But that will let you quietly take these cult members out.
Okay.
Relatively speaking, quietly, of course.
Yeah.
Quietly.
I don't think.
Without burning the entire city.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think we've got silencers or anything. So I'm gonna have to stick to knife, unfortunately.
uh,
I don't
so
think
yeah.
silencer is a thing.
So is that what you want to do then? Take out
I'm
any
down
cult
for it.
groups you encounter as quietly as you can, tacking on about another month and a half to. No nuking the city, Truan.
Sure, and we already did that.
You're trying not to do that.
There's one city that is gone as a result of power being left on, shall we say.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid that.
So call it about 2.5 more months to actually get to the capital if you go the quiet route.
Okay.
That sounds good to you?
Sure does.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the while taking care of Merrick and Urvu. They're sleeping an awful long time.
I'm sure they're fine. It's not like their souls are trapped somewhere or anything like that. That would be horrifying because we can't do anything.
That is true. You couldn't do anything about that.
I'm sure if Callista was around, she could do something, but.
Oh gosh, it also means Callista's out on her own doing Lord knows what.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty Callista.
That is true. That is pretty Callista.
I mean, she's headed towards the city too, so.
Yeah, she's headed towards the capital too. In fact, you're running into less resistance than you would expect to have run into. Things are already a little bit prepared for you, presumably because Callista's already been this way.
Good thing she wasn't behind us, or else she'd see that city.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I have made the note about where resume point is, so we will indeed call the session there.
All right.
Alrighty.
Let us deal with XP real quick, and then Yarny, you'll be able to be on your way to take care of that errand of yours. So this is definitely full session's worth, so 2 for the session. Let's deal in the chip we each get to give to someone else. I'm going to give. Go ahead.
I think my chip is going to go to Yarny.
Considering you can't give it to yourself and you can't really give it to me, there's no point. Yeah. And then I'm inclined to give mine to Yarny because going above and beyond with the, oh, hey, yeah, no, we'll solve this with fire. And the fire will put itself out.
Yes. Should be fine.
It'll be fine. Later on, but it's not fine. Oh, shit. So that'll be, so Yarny, you will have 4 so far. Dill, you have 3.
Mhm.
Accomplishments, well, you freed the city. That's worth 2. You You've made it to the capital. That's worth another 2, let's call it, because, yeah, there's a lot to get through there. And I think that's about it I can think of for achievements. I can't think of anything else big.
Wait, so how much again?
We're looking at 6 total before the bonus chips currently. I'm keeping track of the base amount that you're both getting.
So Yarny, you'd be getting 8.
And then it's just roleplay XP.
Yeah.
So, Dill, how do you think Yarny did this week?
How are you rating these again? I'm sorry, my brain is like.
No worries. 1 to
Which one?
5. 1 to 5,
1 to
with the
5?
3
Okay.
being performed as expected. And 4s and
I wanna
5s
say
being
a
better.
4, honestly.
Okay. I think a 4 is reasonable in this instance. So that means grand total for you, Yarny, ends up being 12 for the session.
Okie dokie.
And then what do you think for Dill, Yarny? Same rating scale.
Let's see. I'd say either a 4 or 5. I think Dill did pretty well this session.
I'm inclined towards the 5. Not for the run-in and gun. But in huge part to not only recognizing when like character faults are in play, but also reminding us all about it, because that's something players tend not to do, because those things are it's nicer if you don't have to deal with the complications.
Yeah.
But
I
sticking
don't want it to be like ignoring Cass's faults, because like that's part of what makes her her, you know?
Yeah, but sticking to your guns like that is a big deal, and you role played that whole experience out very well. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the 5 there, which means that's
Okay.
gonna bring you up to a total of 12 as well in the end.
Yep. Whenever we do this, I like tally out how many I have as we're going. So I don't have to like memorize it or anything.
Yeah, I have a little countdown counter for Magic games. One of the like multi-wheel click ones that I use for that sort of a thing, and for like when I'm doing rounds for combat, since it's not going to lose the number if it happens to tumble somewhere. Makes my life much easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, we will be looking at 2 Saturdays from now, 2 weeks from now, as usual for the next one. Probably a little later start, maybe like 6 o'clock start. We don't need to start quite as early as we did today.
Okay.
I'll put information in the Discord on that as we get a
I hope
little
someday
closer.
Urvu wakes up inside the baby carrier with a lot of questions.
The next upcoming Saturday, yes, Urvu will be. That next session, Urvu will be waking up inside the baby carrier with a lot of questions. And that's going to be glorious.
I'm sure everyone's gonna have lots of questions.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
We have no idea how that fire happened. It was the cult.
It was the
That's all
cult.
we know.
It was the cult. Oh, indeed, indeed. Now
Thank
I can
goodness
finally
for
see these
Nia.
other pictures you posted earlier, Dill.
Yeah.
Oh
Thank goodness
gosh,
for
yes.
Nia to save us all from that giant fire from the cult.
Yep. Those are golden. Those are gold. I love it. I love it. I
Thank you.
love it.